Hello, everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series. This unit on Getting Results in Business is Change. Brand new unit, new topic. A little bit about this topic. You will be considering the challenge of change for organizations and staff, the challenge and the reactions that staff will have to change. You probably have some experience of what it's like to cope with change. But in this case, we're going to try to take that and turn it into practical language you can use. In the business skills section and language at work, so that's the skills and vocabulary sections, these will help you to present and talk about future plans and changes. In the final case study at the end of the unit, which will be in about 7 classes from now, we're going to take all the vocabulary and skills, key phrases that we've learned, and you'll have to decide on and present possible changes to help a company operate more efficiently. So that's our final goal, to get to the case study and have a decision-making meeting where you present possible changes. All right, that's where we're heading. Okay, that's a little bit about the new unit. Here's a little bit about me. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. That means when you're not speaking, please turn off your microphone so we can keep the classroom nice and quiet. When you are speaking, tune in to the new words and phrases that you're learning. Use them as actively as you can during the class so that I can correct you and give you feedback. Finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. What else do I want to say? That's it. Let's get started. On your screen, if you give me just a second, I'm going to put the material there for you. There it is. So let's open this up. While that's loading, I'll give you the link if you haven't opened it yourself. One moment. Okay. If you want to open the presentation, you can, or you can just look at the screen. Let's see. We welcome back Sylvia, Rebecca, Adi, familiar faces. Content, you've changed your picture. You're now a stormtrooper for some reason. Okay. Adam, I remember you. You're from Hungary, right?
Yes, you are right. I'm from
Okay.
Hungary.
Okay, I know you all. Hey, what do you think that picture has to do with change? Class.
Climate change.
Oh, couldn't hear you. Repeat.
Climate change.
Climate change. Ah, climate change.
Climate change.
Tell me more, Sylvia.
I think it's a storm. So before there was the sun, and now there is this cloud. One is black, the other white. So it's changing.
Oh, but climate change means permanent alterations in the world climate. So when you said climate change, I thought you meant global warming.
Yes, maybe that this is after.
Yeah. But I'm saying
we
when
can
you.
only see some.
But I'm just clarifying what you're trying to say. I thought you meant climate change like global warming, but you mean that the weather is changing. Is that what you mean?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay. So be
and
careful.
the weather is changing for. Okay.
No, but it's just to clarify your meaning here, because climate is something more or less permanent. Weather is always changing. So here, I think what you wanted to say was, well, I see a dark cloud and I see some light clouds, so perhaps the weather is changing. The weather, not the climate, the weather. Just to be clear about the difference between climate and weather. Okay, if maybe I misunderstood you, but I think that's what you're getting at. Okay,
Yes.
so this is a business class. We work on business English. So, Sylvia, can you tie in the metaphor of weather changing to the world of business in some way? What do you think the connection is?
Maybe economy changes, so management change, Quentin.
We'll get to him in a second.
Yeah, maybe there is a Quentin.
No, we'll get to him. First you. I want you to finish your thought.
Okay, maybe there is a change in the directorship of a company.
Oh, okay. So maybe businesses tend to go through a lot of changes, like a change in the management or the change in the director, administration, something like that. Okay, so businesses have to change. Monsieur Conton, what do you want to say about management change relating to this picture? What does it make you think of?
For me, change, for example, when you are working for a company and this company decides to change our software or ERP software, I don't know, and yeah, so the weather change because employees have to deal with the new change of the software. And for a company, it's a big deal to manage their staff with this new changement.
Okay, so a good word there that you used is deal with. We have to deal with new changes to the software, right? And
yes,
imagine that there's, okay, and another thing is, Sylvia, you were talking about a change of maybe leadership, perhaps a change of leadership.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I agree. And we have to deal with new changes. There might be a change in leadership. Take a look at this picture.
It's like a storm.
What happens in a storm? Let's continue the metaphor here.
There are if there is a storm,
yeah,
there is also a lot of rain, so many positions can collapse and change.
Okay. So a good way to summarize that is, instead of deal with, Sylvia, actually I'm talking to all of you, not just Sylvia, but instead of deal with a storm, what's a better verb here? Because we don't really deal with storms. What do we do? You know the verb?
we wait for the storm.
Say again?
We wait? I don't know.
Wait out. You can wait out the storm. That's true. Not wait, but wait out.
And handle is possible or manage?
Handle, manage. I don't know, because handle and manage imply that you can do something, like with your hands, like you have control. But there is no control in a storm. So we can manage ourselves and we can manage people, but we can't really manage a storm.
Okay.
Any other ideas? as an alternative to deal with. Right now we have wait out, that's pretty good. Any other ideas?
Resolve?
Resolve a storm?
No.
No. Resolve a storm? Storms, like,
No.
thunder and lightning. We can't resolve it. Depends on what you mean. If you use it in a sentence, maybe I could help you.
I mean just the short synonym with the deal with, not talking about the storms. I was confused. Yeah.
The storm is good. I think Sylvia has a good idea here. One of the things that we go through is something that's out of control. It's not in our control to handle. It's not in our control to, or I should say it's beyond our control. So a storm can be a financial storm, or it can be a storm related to weather. One thing we can do besides wait out a storm is weather a storm. It means the same thing. To weather a storm means basically to just do nothing until it passes. So weather a storm, wait out a storm, deal with changes, handle changes, like you said, Rebecca.
Yeah.
There's also, might be changes of leadership. These are all really good words. And all of that from one picture of clouds. Not bad. You see? See how much vocabulary we can learn just from a picture of clouds. Well, in this unit, we will be dealing with words in this first part, working with words. We will be talking about change and try to generate as much vocabulary as we can for change. I just realized you need a copy of our notes, and I don't have them here. Give me just a second. I'm going to go to a previous class. Give me 1 second, and because you're missing the notes, I'll put them on screen. 1 second. There we go. So what I'll do is, I don't know if I can do it during the class, but after the class. What? No, that's not what I want. Whoops. Wrong class. Not what I want. Hold on. I'm going to put our notes document and see if I can update it as we go along. 1 second. Let me get the notes there. And of course I didn't put the link anywhere. One more time. I know I put it somewhere last week. Let's try the first class. There we go. That's what I want. So besides our presentation, we've got notes. What I'll do is start to update the notes, and as we learn the vocabulary or generate vocabulary, I'll put it in the notes so you can return to it and practice later. All right? And the link for this I will put in the chat window for you as well. So, notes. There you go. Let's see if I can quickly make a new class for today. Quickly. Okay, so right now we have Unit 11. I'm going to add Unit 12 right now. Unit 12, not communications, but change. And the first, here we go. The notes will be the same, and the rest of it, presentation 1, is already different. Okay, so you'll have all the materials in one place. Oops, I'm going to do that. And I'll add them as we go along. Let me just quickly set this up for you. Insert page break. Okay. So what you're going to see here is words. And as we brainstorm, I'm going to add words. So far we had deal with change, change in leadership. These are all great. Weather a storm. Not a storm. A storm. There we go. Wait out a storm. And we'll see what else we can come up with. But these are all a good start. In fact, let's go back. So if I say a storm can be financial or it could be weather related, that means if you say you're in a business and you're publicly traded on the stock market, you could say, we're going to have to weather the latest downturn in the stock values. Weather the downturn means that the value has decreased. You're going to have to weather it just like you would weather a storm. In other words, just wait until things get better. So let's start with a little bit of a discussion. Now that we got some vocabulary, we'll see if we can increase the vocabulary by just working through some important discussion points. And as we do it, I'll add vocabulary to the notes. All right? By the way, let's say a quick hello to Shell, who's joining us right now. Hello, Shell. How are you? Hello, Shell.
Hello, John. Hi.
There you go. Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Shell, you've been here before, right?
Yes, absolutely. But unchanged topic.
This is brand new today, yes. All right. So.
Cool. Great.
Cool. What we're going to do is start to talk about change in business or the business world, okay, by picking up some of these questions. Choose one of the possible changes at work below and say what problems your company might have bringing in change, how you or your colleagues might react. Let's take a look at the changes first. And what arguments your company could make to make it more acceptable. So 3 questions we're going to look at. The changes are a new system of working hours, using English only in meetings, or a camera monitor system to prevent time wasting or petty theft. Have any of you had to deal with any of these 3 changes mentioned? The 3 dots, bullet points at the bottom of the blue box. Have any of you had to adapt to changes like the ones you see? Does anyone have any experience with those particular changes?
Yes.
Which one, Adi?
When I was in the company, we have to deal with a new system of working hours.
A new system of working hours. What was the change?
We were changed that how do I put it in English? The time for working hours is from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The time was from 8 to 10. Is that right?
From 10 a.m. To 8 p.m.
Okay, but what was the change?
It's before that we are at 8 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
8 a.m.
You don't have to say a.m. and p.m., Adi. Keep it, because it's too much to say. Just keep it simple. So, yes. 8 to what? 8 to 5?
8 to 5, yes.
And it changed to?
10 to 8.
10 to 8.
Yeah, 10 to 8.
Okay. So you had to. And was that a permanent change? Everyone had to shift down 2 hours?
Yes, it's a permanent change, and because everybody's are late for work, and then they spend a lot of time they come late, and then they went home late, so that's why the systems are changed.
They come late or they came late?
They came late.
Right, okay. Make sure you're using the past. Right, they came late. Okay, so think about those 3 points. What problems your company might have? Well, we're talking about a real situation here. So, what problems did the company have in bringing in the change? Was it difficult, or was it easy to adapt to? What kind of problems did you face as a company, Adi?
Pardon, please.
Look at question number one, point number one.
Okay.
Not what problems might you have, because that's the future, but in
Yes.
your case, it's in the past. It really happened, right?
That's right.
So, what problems did your company have bringing in the change in time schedule? What problems did it have?
Problem was about the administration system, because a lot of people are in the I mean, like the suppliers and other 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 company that working with
Partner
us.
companies? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
partner companies are working with us in that time. They have different working hours, so it is difficult. Yeah, it is difficult. It's a difficult problem. It was. Mm,
So, working with your partners was difficult because you had a new time schedule.
yes.
Do you think it was a good decision to change the time schedule?
I don't know. For for me, it's not a good decision, because it was not decision, because I always I never late for work, and I have to deal with the new and I have to work.
I had
I don't
to.
know.
I had to.
I had to go home late, went home
Right.
late, and
Go home late.
yeah, yes,
Because you said had, it's in the past. So go doesn't need to
yes,
be in the past. I had to go home late. Okay, so
yeah.
you weren't the problem.
Mm, yes.
Okay, but it's a good example. It's a good example. And what arguments did your company give? Well, it sounds like the argument is that they're having a problem with punctuality, and so they changed the
Yeah.
schedule. Seems very drastic. Seems very
Mhm.
draconian.
Yeah, because a lot of architects are night owl, not an early bird.
Ah.
That's the problem.
But still, if you're gonna have trouble working with your partners, then maybe everyone's got to just learn to go to bed earlier, you know?
Yeah. So we were separate the separate, how do I say it to pronounce it, separate between the architects and the administration and management department. They keep work from the 8 to 5, and then the architects are work from 10 to 8.
10 to 8.
10
10 to 8.
8.
But I'm hearing ache, not 8. With a T,
8.
8. Yeah, yeah.
8. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
so that's interesting. So the administration had to work earlier than the
Yeah.
actual people
Architects.
doing the work.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let me get a few other ideas from you out there. So, Adam, I'm going to ask you a hypothetical question. What problems would your company have, your real company or your future company, you can imagine if you like, if you had to introduce a new system of working hours? What problems do you think your company might have bringing in the change?
It's complicated. If it will introduce a new work system, I think it would be very bad, because we have to work uh, 8 hours per day.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would like to start, I can start at 8 o'clock, and
Mm-hmm.
then I finished 4 o'clock.
Right?
So if they would say I have to work from 6 to 4 or 6 to 2, it would not so good. So maybe I would change this workplace. So
So to answer the question about what problems your company might have, they might have to remember those keywords. Deal with.
Yes,
Deal with what?
they have to deal with the
You
leaving.
said you would leave, right? They'd have to
deal with leaving people or leaving employees. I think so.
Or even better, staff.
Yes.
Good. Look in the chat window. 2 corrections. You said if it will introduce a work system, but the first conditional uses the present. If it introduces, not if it will, if it introduces a new work system.
Okay, yeah, if it introduces a new work system.
Okay, in the second half of the sentence you can say will, but not the first half. If plus present. If plus present. If it introduces a new system, they will have to deal with staff leaving, or they might have to deal with staff leaving. Same thing with the other sentence you said. You said if they would say I have to work early, but it should be if they say. If they say I have to work early, I would have problems. Okay? So just be careful. It's always if, no modal verb, no can, could, will, would. Never a modal verb in the first part. If plus present, or if you're talking about the past, if plus past.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's hear from Sheila, because we haven't heard from you yet. Sheila, here's a hypothetical. Where are you working right now? Are you working or studying? What are you doing? I said Sheila. I'm sorry, Shell.
Okay. Yes, I am currently studying, but I used to work in a corporate thing, so I could.
And where were you working? What country? What location?
It's a same country, Philippines.
In somewhere.
Where I live.
In Manila?
Yes, Manila.
So let's imagine this. How would your colleagues react if...
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How would you or your colleagues react if Tagalog was the only language used? Would that be a problem? Or would that be easy to deal with?
Oh yeah, definitely, because
everyone speaks it.
It would be a problem. It
Oh,
would be a
problem.
problem to cater to global.
Well, I'm losing you, Shell. Are you there?
Yes.
Shell, we're kind of losing you. We lost you.
Hello?
Okay, now I hear you. Sorry. I couldn't hear you. Could you repeat? It would be a problem?
It would be a problem because we cater to other countries in Asia and also in South America. So I think having Tagalog as a language, as the only language of the company, would be a problem.
What language was your company using at the time? Was it using English?
Yes, we do use English, especially in the head office.
Okay. How would you or your colleagues react if English was the only language permitted all the time from the moment you arrived to the moment? Imagine they have a new policy, English only, even when you're having lunch. How would you and your colleagues react to that? Would that be a change you could deal with?
For me, I would want that to happen, but I don't think. Well, since Filipinos are very particular about their families, their friends, so it could very much limit their interaction with other people. So when it comes to bonding
Mm-hmm.
or having relationships with or bonding teams, I think having or using English during break
Use
time would
using what? Using I couldn't hear you.
English
English, right? Okay.
English even during break time would be an issue.
All right. So good. It would be an issue. You could also say it might affect morale, right? It might affect the staff morale,
Yes,
right?
I would say that. Correct.
Would be an issue is also a good way to say it. So morale is how everyone feels in a group. Morale. Not moral. Moral is
Yeah.
without the E, but morale, how the group feels. All right? And Ali, here's a
Okay.
hypothetical for you. Ali,
Yeah.
what arguments do you think your company, your real company or your imaginary company, or your future company, use your imagination,
Yeah.
what arguments do you think your company could give to make it more acceptable if they had a new policy where cameras were put everywhere in the company and you were monitored all the time to make sure that you weren't wasting time taking supplies home or basically not doing what you're paid to do? How would you feel about that? What not how would you feel, I'm sorry, but focus on question number 3. What arguments do you think your company could give to justify that? To justify that change? Do you think that's a justifiable change?
From my point of view, I
Yeah.
think that yeah, it's not acceptable for me because yeah, it's not give a private space for you to to do anything or to make anything as alone because we need to a private space to think
Mm.
to yeah, it's just a private space. But from a management of company or organization, they
Wait,
think
wait, wait, wait,
about
wait, 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 wait. 1 second, wait. From a managerial point of view, managerial. Look at the chat
yeah,
window. From a
yeah,
managerial point of view.
from a managerial point of view, I
Mhm.
think yeah, that's the right decision because we have to yeah, know every person what he do
What
and he do
what he or she does. Because you
yeah,
say
he
every
or she,
person, it could be male or female. Every person, what he or
yeah,
she does.
he or she does,
Right.
and that that does efficiency or not efficient,
Is efficient or not.
yeah, it's efficient or not, and that keep the company the company in the right way,
Okay. In the right direction.
in the right direction to become more efficient and more productive.
Does anyone think that there's no argument a company could give to monitor you with a camera? Does anyone think there's no argument? So Ali is giving us the managerial point of view, and it makes sense. We've got to make sure that the company is efficient. Therefore, the employees need to be efficient in their daily work. Does anyone think that there's no argument to justify it? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, because we are not tools after all. We are human being, and we shouldn't be monitored as machines or as a tool.
Who's a human being?
We as a worker in the company.
No, we're not. We're just cogs in the machine, Mulam. We're
We'll
just
never be.
there.
Will never be. I'll hand my resignation.
So if it can't be justified, you will resign. Company will have to deal with your resignation. Deal with. Well, these are some important points that we're going to look at in the next section. So, good vocabulary, by the way, affecting morale, something is an issue, justifiable change, not justifiable, managerial point of view, staff point of view, it was the opposite, if someone is efficient or not, in the right direction. These are all good vocabulary words that will help you. Let's take a look at a situation here. We're going to read about a situation of adapting to change, adapting or resisting. So we've got a text here, and I think that's, yeah, okay. We're probably going to just focus on the comprehension. I don't know if we'll have time to go into all the vocabulary. Okay, but we'll definitely talk about it. Then we'll probably have to do the focus more on the new vocabulary in the next class. Okay, but let's read. Let's go around.
You have said an idiom which were a cog in the machine or something like that.
Sir? You didn't call me sir, did you?
I think I did. Is it like offensive or anything?
My name's John Eric.
Okay, John.
Hello, Molham. I'm John Eric. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you again.
Sir,
okay,
sir is Adi. You can call Adi sir. Sir Adi, are you out there? No,
Yes.
he's not talking. Oh,
Yes,
he's there.
teacher.
Okay. Everyone, call Adi sir.
No, no one.
We will.
I don't deserve that respect, Molham. So a cog in the machine, cog, is like one of those wheels you see. In fact, let's take a look. I don't know if I can pull up a quick Google. Oh, no, not a GOG, a cog. Let's see if we can pull up a quick Google image of it. What? Not a GOG. Hold on, I meant to say a cog. There's a great image from that Charlie Chaplin film, Modern Times. Cog in the machine. Look at that. It even comes up in a Google search. And look, there's the Charlie Chaplin film I was talking about. See it? Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Oh, this is so slow. There you go. Do you see Chaplin on the cog in the machine?
Oh, nice.
That's a cog. That's from, I think that's from Modern Times, one of the early Chaplin films. So, what are we doing with this? Let's read, discuss, and if we have time, we'll go into some of the vocabulary there and I'll test you on it. The words in bold should be words that are perhaps new, but in any case, they're key words for the topic of change in business. All right? So, Monsieur Conton, can you begin for us? Adapting to change or resisting. First paragraph.
Okay, so getting any organization to change is a slow process, but it's the initial stage. When the change is first announced, that is by far the most important. That's when the people in the organization start thinking about how the change will affect them personally. They weigh up the pros and cons and ask questions about its usefulness. Reactions will change from enthusiastic support to apathy to rejection. The people affected by the change will typically fall into the following three groups.
Okay, and we're going to read the groups, but first, say this word, Content. Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic.
Okay, that was a little bit better because you said oh, enthusiastic, but it's in.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah, it looks like all or and, but it's in when we speak quickly. Enthusiastic. Also, say this. They weigh up the pros and cons. They.
There.
They.
There.
No, because you're cutting it short. Say the word day, like day and night. Day.
They.
They.
There.
No, you're changing it again. Day was perfect. Say the word they just like the word day. Day, they. They.
They.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
They with a y at the end. They.
They.
Good.
They. Okay.
And be careful with the. We had pronunciation in the last class, but you weren't there. I don't think you were there. So look. They. Look at my tongue on my teeth. They. Let me hear you say that again.
They.
You're putting
They.
your tongue behind your teeth. They. But I don't want to they because it'll sound like a z. I want to hear they.
They.
Okay, it's good. So just be aware of that because I was hearing a lot of zays and z's instead of theys, they and thee. Okay? And en is often in and sometimes n. It depends on the word, but it's never like in French. All right, very good. So we're going to look at 3 groups. Sylvia, do the first for us, our supporters.
If they can see the advantage of the change, your supporters will try to persuade
3 syllables.
the
Advantages. 4 syllables.
advantage
Is.
advantage
Advantages.
is advantage
Advantages. There you go.
of advantages of the change. Your supporters will try to persuade their colleagues to accept it. They'll take an active part in the process and will do their best to understand the new procedures and adapt to new programs.
Very good. That's the supporters. Rebecca, tell us about the ambivalent. Rebecca? Are you sleeping?
No, sorry, I forgot again about the microphone.
Okay.
Okay, the ambivalent. Can you say that word for me, please?
Listen to me, and if necessary, go backwards. Here's forwards. Ambivalent.
Ambivalent.
Good. Try it backwards. Lent.
Lent.
Valent.
Valent.
Not b, like boy, but v, like violet.
Yeah, violent.
Yeah.
Violent.
Wait, not valent. Valent.
Valent.
But together, don't pause. Not valent, but valent.
Valent.
Good. Bivalent.
Ambivalent.
That's fine. Yeah, ambivalent. Good.
Good trick, you know.
It's not a trick. It's not a trick. It's not a trick. It's a standard procedure that all of you should do. It's got a name. It's called back chaining. I'll write it in the vocabulary window. It is the standard procedure in every book, not just me. Every book you'll ever get on English will tell you to back chain because it forces you to listen to each syllable and then slowly build up the word. You don't always have to go backwards. You might want to start with the stress syllable, the one that's strongest, right? You can do the same with a sentence. If a sentence is difficult, pick out the word that's the strongest and add the words to it so that you can, right? So I went backwards because it's a short word. But anyway, it's believe me, it's the standard way to do it, and that's what it's called, back chaining, linking backwards. All right, go ahead. Tell us about the ambivalent.
Yeah, but it's a good procedure. Okay, I'm going. The ambivalent.
You said it before. Ambivalent.
Yeah, but I need to practice always. It's too difficult. Ambivalent.
You're missing the biv. Biv.
Ambivalent. No, okay. I'll try later.
Wait. Say biv.
Biv. Ambivalent. Ambivalent.
Perfect.
Yes,
Perfect.
ambivalent. Okay. The ambivalent. They can see that the proposals have good and bad points, but they may be nervous about the idea of change and feel anxious about changes to their current situation. They may oppose some of the ideas, but given enough pressure, they'll eventually accept the changes as necessary. They won't be antagonistic, but they won't be
Committed? Committed?
committed either, so you'll need to lead them through the exercise, which they'd prefer not to do.
Just say one word again. Accept.
Which one is, sorry?
Accept.
Accept, where is that?
It's in the second line on the right side. Accept the changes.
Okay, accept.
Yeah, I need to hear the k in accept.
Accept.
Good. Because you said accept without the k.
Yeah,
Right?
accept.
Okay, very good. So we've got supporters. We've got the ambivalent people, the people who don't want to try it, but they'll do it, but they're not happy about it. And let's get one more. Let's see. Well, Shell, why don't you do the opponents for us? The last group.
The opponents. These are going to be your biggest problem. They'll be difficult, rebellious, and unwilling, and will try hard to resist the change. If they do eventually agree to it, they will still feel resentful and will be constantly watching for the slightest mistake. If they can't sabotage the new ways of working, they may react by becoming apathetic and doing as little work as possible.
Okay,
Clearly,
excellent.
it is
Wait, let me get one more reader in here. Very good, Shell. And Adi, want to finish it up for us, the last paragraph?
Sure. Um, clear, clearly, it's an advantage to have few opponents in an organization, and the
Org.
organization.
Good.
Okay, and the challenge is to create enthusiasm and commitment, and get enough people on board in support of change. Key thing is to involve staff at the
Involve.
involve
Involve.
okay
Right.
yes, involve staff at the very beginning in the problem solving phase. Correct. If you do, they are much more likely to be positive and enthusiastic about the solution.
Okay. I know when we read and I correct you on vocabulary, it's hard to concentrate on the meaning. I understand that. But let's see how much you were able to retain, okay? And then we'll go back and clarify if there's anything unclear. So we'll do this by asking a few questions. So it says read the first paragraph. Oh, we read the whole thing. And answer these questions. What is the most critical part of organizational change? And what happens during that period? So let's see what you got out of that reading. This is for all of you. So what do you think?
The opponents.
Okay. What do you mean exactly? I need more than just a word.
Okay. What is the most challenge? Okay. Uh, the opponents, because they are going to be a biggest problem, and it is very difficult
Okay.
when there's a
But
change.
hang on a second. Wait 1 second. Let's clarify the word critical in this sentence. Does critical mean saying bad things? Or does critical mean doing important things? Those are your choices.
Important.
Yeah. So opponents, that you're taking critical to mean only bad things. Here it just means most important. Do you see what I mean? Adi, you with me?
Yes, yes, I am with you.
I am with you always.
Day by day, yes.
I think you're talking about the opponents because you're looking at the word critical in only one meaning. But here, it actually means important, not negative, but important. All right? So, class, Adi and class. What is the most critical part of organizational change according to what we just read? Without looking back at the text, what do you remember?
I think it's in the onset of the change itself. It's
I agree. That's what the article said. What did they say instead of onset, though? A simpler word instead of onset.
Evac.
Say again?
Evac.
Write it for me, Adi. I don't understand.
Evac.
And Shell, give me a simpler word instead of onset.
I think it's in the first part.
First part, okay.
In the start of in the beginning, when beginning a new project, when introducing the ideas, and when starting the change, not the project, the change.
Absolutely, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to clarify because onset is a little bit fancy, so it's fine, but just make sure everyone's with us here. So first part, at the beginning, maybe we would say at the Shell, outset is another word. At the outset is another way to say it.
Outset.
Maybe outset is even better than onset. Onset sounds like you might be getting sick at the onset of my disease. But outset really means beginning. So they're similar, but a little different. Okay, very good. I agree. And who said at the beginning? I couldn't see who was speaking. Was that you, Ali? Someone was saying at the beginning, and then you were saying...
No.
Who was that?
Yeah, it was me. It was me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just repeat the last part. I didn't catch the last thing you said. You said at the beginning what?
At the beginning of the organizational change, it's the hardest, and when introducing the change, the most crucial part.
Okay, you're absolutely right. Both you and Shell are right. It's at the beginning. I'm going to ask a slightly different question, this time to Sylvia, because she might be asleep. Are you asleep, Sylvia?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
they're both correct that it happens at the outset. Why is that important according to the text? Why is it the outset?
Maybe I was sleeping.
Of course. So look, let's go back. If you want, take a quick look at the beginning and tell me what is the specific thing What do you think?
So the organization process, yeah, it's better if it change slowly, so the people can don't think a lot about it.
So that
it's something more natural.
Okay, so that the people
and it don't affect them personally.
That's the key. Affect them personally. To me, that's really the key to that question, which is, the question again was, why is the outset the most important? And I think the key is there, because it's when people really think about how it will affect them personally. They haven't done it yet, but they start to think how it's going to affect them, and that will change their behavior into 3 groups. So for me, that's the key idea. Let's go back to another question, though.
And create idea about
again, Ali?
Yeah, and create ideas about that change will be good or bad from my point of view. That creation of idea.
I didn't catch the first word. Creating
Creation.
ideas?
Yeah, creation of my thoughts of or idea of regarding the change. Are they affecting me in bad way or a better way? That will be helpful for me or not?
You're
Yeah,
saying that's what happens at the beginning.
yeah, that can be decide is it I can support it or not.
Absolutely, yeah, that's the idea. So that's the critical point where people split into groups. The people who are for it, the people who are ambivalent about it, and the people who are against it. That's kind of the main point, actually, if you think about it. That's it. That's it. It's exactly the right idea. Let's see if Adam is still there, because you left and came back. Are you working?
Uh,
Your mi-
yeah, I'm.
Okay.
I have
Adam,
yes.
you tackled the second comprehension question. What are the three main responses to the proposal for change? Oh, this is an easy one. What are the three main responses when change occurs? What do we expect? Three kinds of reactions. Did everyone hear that?
Yeah, I can
Sylvia
hear
has turned into a werewolf.
No, it's not my
It's not
fault
you?
this time.
Oh, it's someone
No,
else. Who turned into a werewolf?
Yes.
Is it you, Ani?
No, it's you, teacher.
It's not me.
Really?
Come
I'm a
on,
cat.
teacher.
I'm a cat person. Definitely not me. Sorry, Adam. I cut you off. So take
Okay.
question number 2. What do you think? What are the three main responses to proposals for change? I think this one is pretty obvious, actually. What do you think? Well, it's not that obvious, but it's not so hard.
So,
Remember, just give me your what you remember from the text. You don't have to be perfect. What's the general idea? How will people possibly react in 3 different ways?
maybe the supporting thing
Yeah?
and
Or?
the ambivalent.
Ambivalent. Give me another word for ambivalent.
Ambivalent.
What does that really mean? You're right, but give me a synonym if you could.
Oh, maybe I cannot.
Okay. And is there another reaction besides supporting ambivalent?
And the opponent.
Opponent. Okay. That's it. Those are the 3 groups. Class. Who can talk about how people feel about the change? Think about those 3 categories. Supporters, ambivalent, opponents. I want you to give me synonyms, but based on the feelings that people will feel about the change. So supporters will feel what? Ambivalent will feel... Say again?
Insecure?
agree.
Wait, one at a time. Rebecca, you said?
I'm not sure about the word, but I say insecure.
The opponents will feel... The ambivalent will feel insecure, and the opponents might feel insecure. So for those, sure, I agree.
Okay.
But not for the supporters, yeah. For
Yeah.
opponents. And I think, Sylvia, you were saying something too, am I right?
The supporters are agree and so are
The supporters, wait, are agree? Are
yes.
agree? That doesn't sound right. Are agree. The supporters are agree. Uh-oh. The supporters are happy. That okay, that
Agree.
works.
Are happy. Yeah.
But what do you mean are agree? Agree, it's not an adjective. You can't say they are agree.
Okay. They agree with the decision, so are convinced and happy about it.
All right. If you're going to use the verb to be, Sylvia, you can say they are. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh no. Oh, in agreement with. In agreement with, you can phrase it like this if you use, look in the chat window, they are in agreement with,
Yeah.
but that's very formal. So it's okay, but maybe not for everyday speech. We are in agreement with the measures that have taken place. So you can use agree with are, but you need to change it a little bit because it's not an adjective. So to make it an adjective phrase, you'd have to add in agreement with, then it works. In agreement with something. Or they agree with in a simpler way. Okay? How do they feel? They feel supportive. That was actually the word I was looking for. They feel supportive. How do the ambivalent feel towards the change or towards change in general? Supporters feel supportive. How do ambivalent people feel?
Or feel contradictory
They
about the contradictory.
contradictionary is not a word, but it's a good
Contradictive.
try.
Contradictive?
They feel they feel contradicted. This doesn't quite work. Not quite. It's
Contradictory?
Contradictory is grammatically correct. It's
Uncertain?
better.
Undecided?
Uncertain?
Undecided. Well, the article that we just read said a different word. It said, I believe it said, apathy. They feel apathetic because it said they feel apathy. In what we just read, it said apathy. I forgot where. Ambivalent, they oppose.
It's
What was it?
ambivalent, the third line, I think.
Third line. Got it. Yeah.
And no, yeah. No, not
They
the
feel,
one.
they
The
feel
other
anxious.
side. The other side.
Read the sentence.
And the third line.
Antagonistic.
Yeah.
Antagonistic. I thought I saw the word apathy. Maybe I'm crazy. Never mind. But anyway, yes, that's a good one too. That's better because it's in the article. Antagonistic is better because that's. I guess I'm imagining. I thought I saw the word apathy. Never mind. But anyway, antagonistic. So instead of contradictory or contradicted, that means like you say something against what someone said. So it's not the best one.
There is the word apathetic. It's in the article, but later on, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I saw
because
it somewhere.
I have written down some notes.
You took notes? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You took notes and you called me sir? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Let that be a lesson to the rest of you. No, I'm just kidding. Last one. We've got to stop. Last one. How do the third group of people feel? The opponents. What's a good way to describe their feeling? How do they feel about change? Yeah?
Dissatisfied?
Dissatisfied? Unsatisfied. Dissatisfied. Dissatisfied, yeah. And I wonder if there's a particular word we could use here. Because my note here was, look, apathetic was an opponent. You're right. They may react by becoming apathetic and doing as little work as possible. Maybe that's where I got apathetic from. But anyway, dissatisfied is also right. Dissatisfied. They might feel dissatisfied by it. Or I guess apathetic was really for the opponents. Let's see if I can spell the word dissatisfied. Probably not. Satisfied? Dissatisfied. Apparently my dictionary doesn't. Oh, there it is. Got it. All right. Well, listen, we've got to stop for today, but what I want to do in the next class is start with the words in bold in the text. Make sure that you get them into your working memory. We're going to do a little test to make sure they're in there. And what we're going to do with those vocabulary words is, after we work with them, we're going to do a listening. We're going to hear a company introducing a policy, one of the policies that we talked about earlier, and you're going to listen to how employees basically react to the change. You're going to listen with those three groups in mind, and we're going to work on some of the vocabulary that they use to talk about their reactions according to which group they're in. That will give you a set of phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are always fun. And with those phrasal verbs, we're going to end up this unit discussing whether we would support a particular policy that's been introduced. We'll use that vocabulary to discuss the policy. So that's where we're going to go tomorrow. That's it. No homework yet. But I'll see you tomorrow at the same hour, and there will be homework after tomorrow's class. All right? So stick around. Not stick around. Come back tomorrow. I'll be here at 9 a.m. GMT for the Great Short Stories class, and at 10 for this class, 10 GMT, for part 2 of our vocabulary in our unit, Change in Business. That's it. Bye for now, everyone. See you soon. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.